guys, today I'm going to be talking about Jupiter in Virgo. So what happens when the planet of expansion and good fortune and benefits in your life when that's in the earthy sign of Virgo. So keep watching. Before I get started, I wanted to let you guys know that I do natal chart readings. So I look at your birth chart and I figure out what kind of challenges you may be facing, and I give you a systematic action plan that you can use to overcome these challenges and move forward in your life. I also do relationship compatibility readings. These are called Synastry chart readings. So if you're trying to get into a relationship or if you're already in one and you just want to know what the flavor of the relationship is going to be like, you can contact me for a relationship compatibility reading as well. Apart from this, I do tarot card readings. So, if you're facing challenges related to your finance, your career, your health, your relationships, your home life, or just any aspect of your life, you can contact for a tarot card reading as well. To drop me a message, contact me on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Venusianscorp. Or you can also drop me an email at astrolab111@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I've posted the links in the description box below, so be sure to check it out and contact me today. Recently, I've started doing relationship advice. This is like general life advice. It's not really astrology related, so if you want to contact for that, that's also fine. That's like a one-on-one session where I go really in depth into any issues that you may be facing, and I give you practical life advice on how you can get through any challenges. That's it, guys. And apart from that, I also have an Amazon bookstore. I'm a published author, so check out the books in the link above. Also, the links are in the description box below. I have a Zazzle store, which has tons of merchandise on astrology. So there's T-shirts, there's coffee mugs, a lot of cool stuff in there. So you can buy one of those and support your girl on this journey. So let's get started. So Jupiter in Virgo. So first of all, what is Jupiter? Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the benefic planet, which means it gives you good fortune. It gives you good opportunities in your life. Wherever everybody's got a Jupiter in their chart somewhere. So whichever zodiac sign Jupiter falls in your chart and whichever house it's in, that's going to determine the flavor of how you attract good luck and good fortune into your life. Um, Virgo is an earth sign. It's the sixth sign of the zodiac. It rules the sixth house of the zodiac, which is all about health, which is all about routine and structure and organization. Uh, the nitty gritty stuff of every day that we need to do, but that's not necessarily fun or interesting. Fun is more the fifth house. Sixth house is more stuff that we need to do on a day to day basis to function and get things done. So Virgo rules these aspects. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, which has to do with the mind, which has to do with the intellect and thinking and thought processes. So when you've got Jupiter in Virgo, um, because Jupiter expands whatever it touches, right? So when you've got Jupiter in Virgo, you may be the kind of person who is very logical, very analytical. You may be very much about health and wellness and fitness and taking care of your body, eating clean, eating good quality foods, because those are the areas that the sixth house rules. That's the domain of the sixth house, which Virgo rules. So it's all about taking care of your health, maybe working out every day, making sure you're in good shape, making sure you're eating right, eating clean. Like, you may be the type who's a vegan or who just likes to eat whole foods, not unprocessed foods. You may be very particular about those things. Now, it depends, of course, on the whole chart. I always say that it depends on the whole chart. It's never one placement in isolation. So, of course, it's going to depend where Jupiter is in your chart. Like, for example, which house it's in. Because that's going to sort of change the flavor of the Virgo Jupiter in your chart. But generally, Jupiter Virgo, you are going to be very, very logical. And because Jupiter here is expanding that logical nature of Virgo, it can be either very good or it can be either very bad. And I'll get to that in a minute. See, the thing is, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is about our intellect. It's about our mental thought processes. It's about our reasoning, logic, analysis. That's why they say Virgo is a criticizing sign. Now, the reason they actually criticize themselves much more than they criticize other people. So, actually, if a Virgo is criticizing you, you should take it as a compliment because it means that they care about you. They care about you enough to notice things that you can improve on yourself. They are all about self improvement. So, when you've got a Jupiter in Virgo, self improvement in your life is a very, very big theme. You may be the kind of person who spends their free time looking at, listening to podcasts about self improvement. That can be improvement in any area of your life. It can be improvement in your finances, your health, your daily routine, especially your daily routine. Like you may be the kind of person who wants to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, start the day really early, be extra productive, get a lot of things done during the day. That's very Jupiter in Virgo because see, Virgo rules the sixth house, which is all about routine, which is all about structure, order. Making sense of things around you by trying to have some structure in place. So you may be very much into the daily chores, daily routines. You actually feel much more stabilized and much more mentally at peace when you have a daily structure, when you have a daily routine, when you know that things are planned for the next day. Like you are probably the type of person who makes like a to-do list the previous night, like this is what I'm going to do the next day. This is when I'm going to wake up in the morning, and this is what I'm going to do. This is the breakfast I'm going to make. You literally have it down to the last detail. So you are that kind of person, most likely. Now, of course, like I said, it depends on the whole chart. You could be having aspects to Jupiter that make you zone out. Like you could have Neptune aspects to Jupiter that make you zone out, that make you not so structured, not so organized. But on the whole, Jupiter and Virgo, you may also be the kind who worries a lot. Because the thing is, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which has to do with the mind, the intellect, our thought process. It's also a very critical, self analytical sign. That's Virgo. So when you put Jupiter in Virgo, you may be the kind of person who is a chronic worrier. You may worry about a lot of things. Now, whether that's justified or not is an entirely different thing, but you may be the kind of person who worries a lot. And usually it's about stuff that's not even happened, that doesn't even warrant some kind of worry, but you may be a chronic worrier. And the thing is, Virgo is kind of a control freak in a lot of ways. And I say that with a lot of love. Virgo, they have a lot going on in their minds. It's ruled by Mercury. They want everything to be in order. They want everything to be structured. They want to be on top of things, basically. So when a Jupiter in Virgo, let's say if they wake up late or if they've not been productive that day, they're going to feel really bad about themselves. And they may really beat themselves up for it. Like they may be really harsh on themselves. They actually have very high standards for themselves. So as much as they may criticize other people, they're very analytical, very critical about themselves much more. So they have very high standards about themselves. And when they don't meet those standards for whatever reason, that's when they start worrying. That's when they can go to the shadow side of Virgo. See, every sign has its positives and negatives. The shadow side of Virgo is laziness. You have to look at Pisces for that. I'm not saying Pisces is negative in any way. I'm just saying that the shadow side of Virgo may manifest in this way, where they can be lazy, where they can fall into phases where they get a lot done during the day. They're very much on top of things. They're all about order, all about structure, routine. They accomplish a lot in their day. They may go through those phases, and then they may have other stages in their life where they just don't care. Like the house is a mess. Um, the environment around them is not orderly, is not neat, is not structured. That can be the flip side of Virgo. And that usually happens when a Virgo is feeling very overwhelmed. Like when they have too much going on, when they have too much of mental clutter in their mind, that's when this manifests. Um, and that can happen when they've taken on much more than they can process. Virgo is an overachiever. You know, I have a feeling like all the earth signs are overachievers. They're practical, they like to get things done. So Jupiter in Virgo is an overachiever. And this overachieving mentality is expanded because it's Jupiter here. So these people can be really harsh on themselves. They can be pretty hardcore. Now, let's say, something as simple as a new workout schedule, right? Normally, a person would set small goals for themselves. Say, I want to lose so many pounds or so many kgs, kilograms by in the next 2 months or the next 3 months. They will have small goals like that when it comes to their workout schedule. But a Jupiter and Virgo can take it to the next level. Like they can be really harsh on themselves. If they may set very high standards for themselves that it can be almost impossible to reach it. And when they don't reach it, when they don't achieve that goal, that can result in the shadow side of Virgo taking over, where they are like, okay, what's the point of doing this anyway, and they completely resign themselves, they stop doing it altogether. So I think a lot of this has to do with balance in life and doing things in moderation, which is what the Buddha also said, the middle path, which is the path of enlightenment, where you do everything in moderation. You don't go overboard because that's killing yourself. Um, so Jupiter in Virgo is a really great placement because Virgo is so disciplined. Like true Virgo energy is very disciplined, very hard working. Um, See, Virgo rules the sixth house, which is all about the meat of everyday life. Everyday life is built around habits, it's built around structure, routine. If you want to get anything done in this life, you need to have discipline, you need to have routine, you need to have order and structure in your life to be able to accomplish those things over the day. So, the sixth house is pretty much the nuts and bolts of everyday life. It's what makes goals possible, it's what makes life possible. So that's why Jupiter in Virgo is a great placement because it expands this area of life, which means if you really want to tap into abundance, if you really want to activate your Jupiter energy, where you start encouraging good fortune into your life, benefits into your life, just better luck and abundance into your life, then it's important to really honor that Virgo energy in your life, where you stick to your schedule, you stick to your routine, but at the same time, you don't go overboard worrying about stuff because that's not going to get you anywhere. It's about less worry and more action. I think that's where the abundance is at. There's only so much you can control, and I know Virgo is very much about that control. So after a certain point, it's about letting go and letting the universe do its thing because you've already done the hard work. As a Jupiter in Virgo, you are very hardworking. You're very disciplined. You're very much on top of things. So once you've done the hard work, it's about stepping back and letting the universe do its thing and letting the universe bring you the gifts of abundance. Um, so yeah, guys, that's my take on Jupiter and Virgo. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps me. And if you haven't subscribed already, please click on the red subscribe button at the bottom of this video. You can also click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button so that whenever I post a new video, you get a notification in your inbox and you can stay tuned for all of my latest updates. So that's it for today, guys. This is part of my Jupiter sign series. The next one is going to be Jupiter and Libra. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye.